Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all really well. Today's assembly, I was just wondering how many of you have been outside and have gone for a walk. I've tried to go for a walk every day, and in fact, I'm even trying to walk to school, which can take up to 40 to 45 minutes walking to school, but it's a way to get fit. And as I walk to school or walk home from school, I look up at the sky and I just notice the changes in the sky. Today, it was a beautiful blue sky and the sun was out and it was just glorious. It was cold, so as long as you've got a coat on and a scarf and some gloves, it was absolutely fine. But other days, the sky can be quite cloudy, or sometimes even if it's about to rain, it can actually get quite dark and almost black sometimes. So I wonder when you go for a walk, just to have a look at the sky and how much it changes. I wonder how many of you have ever played the game where you lie on the grass and you look up at the sky and you make pictures from the clouds. I love playing that game. It's great fun. But one of the things you might be thinking about is, why am I talking about the sky? Well, there's something magnificent that happens to a sky when there's rain and there's sunshine. I wonder if you can remember what that might be. That's right, it's a rainbow. So when it's raining and when the sun shines through the rain, it creates a beautiful rainbow. And every time I see a rainbow, I get really excited. I love to see the arch of the colours across the sky. And it just makes me feel cheerful and joyful. And, you know, a rainbow is a symbol of hope and peace. And often some people think a rainbow is like a bridge, and that it can bridge people together and it can unify people. So today we're going to talk about rainbows. So let me just share my screen with you. And here is a picture of a rainbow. Now, this rainbow, you can see the dark sky here and also the lighter sky that's going on. But I wonder if you can think about how many colours there are in a rainbow. And maybe you might have a little saying that helps you remember those colours. I grew up with the saying Roy G. Biv. Has anyone seen that one? So Roy G. Biv stands for red, orange, yellow, green, blue and violet, which are all the colours of a rainbow, which are beautiful. And I wonder if you remember when we were in lockdown in March, we all did beautiful pictures of rainbows in our windows as a way to cheer people up if they were going for a walk. But also it could be we were going to, say thanks to the NHS, and it became a symbol for the NHS as well of a time where we could just appreciate all the hard work that the doctors and the nurses and people were doing. So here's one that I found, and this one says, "Keep smiling, we are stronger than the storm." And I like that, that was great. And I don't know whether you remember, but there was a man who used to be a soldier, and he was actually 100 years old, and his name was Captain Tom Moore. And he had a wheelchair and he did laps back and forth from his house, and he raised monies for the NHS. In fact, he raised over £1 million for the NHS, which was just amazing. And that's what they're talking about here in this picture. And of course, you all did ones as well. And these are some of them that you brought into us and showed us of some of the rainbows of how you made them. And next week, we've got a bit of a theme about a rainbow. You might have heard, if you haven't already, looked on the class pages, but we are doing a whole school challenge. And this week, it's a St. Peter's Bake Off. That's right, it's a bake off. And the theme is all things rainbow. So here's a picture here of lots of different fruits and vegetables in all the different colours. But I hope that you'll have a bit of a bake-off at home and you'll send in out your pictures and even a recipe, and we're going to share them on Friday at a whole school assembly, and we're going to put a little video together. And it's a way that we can stay connected to one another, which would be just wonderful. So look out for that. But also when we think about a rainbow, we also think about the story of Noah's Ark. And do you remember it happened in the Old Testament where Noah was told to go and build a huge big ark. And in there, he put the animals 2 by 2 into the ark. And God had asked him to build this ark because there was a huge flood. And then at the end of the flood, once the rain had stopped and everything else, God gave a sign in the sky of the beautiful rainbow. And that was his promise. And he said that he would never destroy, or there'd never be a flood like that again. And that was his promise to us. And so when we look at a rainbow, it also gives us a sign of hope and to remind us of that promise that God had given to each of us. And in the Bible, in Genesis 9, verse 13, it says, I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. And a covenant means a promise. And so way back, thousands and thousands of years ago, God had talked about the promise of hope and the promise of peace, that the world would be restored again. And so that's what the rainbow is all about. So as you go on your walks, have a look out for the rainbows that you might see and take a look at the changes in the sky. And just remember that God has promised that he will always be with us, that he will never leave us. And so there's always a sense of hope for the future. So let's just read this prayer now to finish. Dear God, we thank you for the beauties of the earth, for the rain and sun, and the rainbow, which is your promise to us of your love and care for us. Help us to protect your earth and all the creatures and people that live on it. Please help us to live in hope and to spread peace and love in our communities through our actions. Amen. So I hope that you will all remember that. Remember that sign of a rainbow, and remember that God is always with us. Have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday and seeing all your wonderful creations, your rainbow creations that you've baked. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you later. Bye.